102.5 FM. WDVE Archives.
The first ever live radio half hour with Steve Martin. First play a little song. It's called the Grandma Song from Steve Martin's first comedy record, which is just out. It's called Let's Get Small.
Yeah, we played Las Vegas about 3 months ago as kind of an experiment, and it was successful, but we really prefer coming to towns like Pittsburgh and doing our own concerts like tonight.
Yeah. There's the Las Vegas audience because you could get a potato farmer from Idaho or something to come in. How do they react to what
audience,
you're doing?
By the way, potato farmers from Idaho.
Really?
Yeah. We can get them in. Then they love it, they understand it, and they think it's great because I guess the communion with the potatoes in the field gives them a sense of the absurd, and this is why I love to work to that audience.
Mm. Yeah, and you sometimes tailor your material toward a specific audience like that. For instance, if you had a convention of potato farmers.
Yeah, we had a convention of plumbers come in the other night, and I worked up a special joke for the plumbers that I thought was pretty good. I can do it for you if you want. Now,
sure, I'm not a plumber.
The people in the room here aren't plumbers, but they're not going to...
Well, we have plenty of plumbers in our audience. There's a lot of pipes in Pittsburgh.
So I'm sure you won't get this, but I'll do it for you anyway because I know there's plumbers listening. This lawn supervisor was out on a sprinkler maintenance job, and he started working on a Finley sprinkler head with a Langstrom 7-inch gangly wrench. Well, just then the little apprentice came up and said, "You can't work on a Finley sprinkler head with a Langstrom 7-inch wrench." Well, this infuriated the supervisor, so he went and got volume 14 of the Kinsley manual, and he reads to him and says, "The Langstrom 7-inch wrench can be used with the Finley sprocket." Just then the little apprentice leaned over and said, "It says sprocket, not socket."
I'm sure all the plumbers are just in pieces out there.
I'm sure that you got it a little bit because you probably had some work.
Yeah, I had a little preparation on it.
You know, I have a couple of things. When I do interviews, a couple of routines I really like to do. One is the sound effects routine because it works so good on the radio. You know, a lot of comedians do sound effects. I don't do it on stage much, but when I get into the radio situation, I think it works real good. And now this is done. You can confirm this with the audience. I'm not using any gimmicks.
Nothing here.
These sounds. This is totally.
I did have a helium balloon, but I haven't gotten a hold of it yet.
Well, this is completely free of any gimmicks, so I like to do this for you. Now, you use your imagination on this. Maybe close your eyes, and you can actually picture the sounds I'm making.
Light some incense.
Well, I woke up this morning and had a bowl of cornflakes. Then I went down and started up the car. But fortunately, the atom bomb went off. I can make any sound.
That's terrific. It's adaptable to anything.
Yeah.
Right? Could we get maybe the apocalypse? That's how I imagined it would sound when it comes about. Oh, my. Well, you've been making some pretty good money now. Graduating from the small clubs and just doing some television appearances here and there.
Yeah, well, I've been, you have to invest the money, otherwise you're stupid.
Yeah.
And I've been buying a lot of modern art to invest in, and it's very tricky because usually an artist doesn't go up until after they die.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been buying this one artist, Bernardo Guzman, and I've invested a lot of money in him because in January he's going to have an automobile accident. And it will skyrocket the prices of the paintings. The brakes are going to fail.
You're not going to have anything to do with that, though, are you?
Oh, no.
Well, I know you're not a cruel person.
Not me, you know.
Seem like
personally. I'll hire people to do it.
Uh-huh. Well, we've got it on tape.
You know, I have another suggestion for radio stations. I come into these towns, and I'm really amazed. You could save a lot of money, like when you're playing the music of these performers, rather than have them come down, set up all their equipment, and play their song. You could go out to the record stores and buy their record, and then you play the song from the record rather than having them come down 3 or 4 times a day to play the song.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, you eliminate, you know, all those groups coming in and out. They're maniacs anyway.
Right.
Well, you never have to talk to them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but you're something different. You have been getting into films as well. You have 2 films.
Yeah, we made a short film called The Absent-Minded Waiter, which we'll show tonight at the concert. And it will be in your local movie theaters at random intervals. And it's an interesting film, and it's a kind of film I wanted to make because it has sound. And I think this is a new advance in filmmaking, and I wanted to be part of that movement, the sound movement.
Yeah, there's some talk about sound coming into film, putting a lot of performers out of work who may not have
Well, this
voices.
will not affect me, Trevor.
All right, we'll take a little break here and be right
Pardon
back
me?
with more.
Wait, no, I want to keep going.
Oh, we have to
Sorry.
sell stuff.
Oh.
I mean, that's what it's all about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right.
Thousands of people experience the
And you'll be on stage at the same time.
Say, Trevor,
Yes,
is this AM radio?
This is FM radio.
Oh,
Frequency
great.
modulated.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
We can lay back a little bit. Say, Steve,
Ruby.
how has life been on the road here?
Well, I've been traveling quite a bit lately, and we were in Boston last night, and that's exciting because there's a lot of historical monuments there. And I went to Paris this summer, and that was beautiful. I went to the cathedral at Chartres, the most beautiful. It's all stained glass. And
Yeah.
it's like 400 or 500 years old, and it's really an emotional experience to witness something like that. And as I was writing my name on it with a can of spray paint, I really felt, these are the wonderful experiences in traveling.
And to be able to leave something behind for posterity.
Yeah. Steve was here, and that kind of thing.
Well, what about your love life on the road, though? Does that
Well,
suffer?
That's tough. You get out on the road, and it's lonely, and, a man is only a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about that the other day. I was sitting at home, and I know two girls fairly well. One is very, very beautiful, but she's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this other girl who's very intelligent, and she's witty and really fun to be with, but she's not much in the looks department. I was thinking, why can't I take those two best qualities and merge them into one person? And I was sitting there, and a genie appeared. And he did it. He took those two qualities, merged them into one person, and I'm so happy now. I'm, happy beyond belief, because now I have what I've always wanted, an ugly girl with a terrible body.
And you didn't have to promise the genie anything. You didn't have to
no.
sell your soul or anything like that. Huh? You started when you were something like 10 years old working in Disneyland.
Yeah, I sold guidebooks at Disneyland in Anaheim, California. And I wore a little 1890s outfit. And then I did The Tonight Show. And that's kind of the history of my career.
From 10 to 30.
Yeah, there wasn't much in between.
Yeah.
But
Well, what about symbolic philosophy at
that's
UCLA?
actually symbolic logic.
Oh.
I studied symbolic logic in college. And it was interesting because I was going to California State College studying symbolic logic. I was a senior by this time, taking advanced logic. Then I switched to UCLA. So I continued in my studies in symbolic logic. I took advanced logic, but they had a different system of notation. It's all done in symbols. And so I had to take advanced logic and beginning logic simultaneously. And I started going crazy, and I quit school and went to write for Smothers Brothers.
Which was a little more advanced than that anyway.
Yeah, that was more symbolic.
But you also studied some theater, right?
Yeah, on the way. I used to like to take speech courses and read poems and things.
Did you read the poems regular?
Oh, I stood up in front of the class and...
What we're trying to find out here is where does this
what
come
is the
from?
source of all this?
Oh, the source of all this? A good friend of yours who says so.
No, not the source. No,
I
I
see.
meant the purpose. To find out where all the
Yes.
comedy came from.
Yes. What happened to
Oh, I
this
thought all
person
this
that-
up last night.
that-
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was working in a hamburger stand. Today, comedian.
Yeah.
WDVE.
Darkest